You know, I've been around the block a few times, seen a thing or two. And let me tell you something. The world doesn't owe you a thing. Not one single thing. But you. You owe yourself everything. Every dream, every goal, every ounce of success you've ever imagined. It's all waiting for you. But there's a catch, isn't there? There always is. The catch is this: you got to drop the excuses. Right here, right now. Because excuses, they're the nails used to build a house of failure. And I don't know about you, but I'm not in the business of failure. I'm in the business of success, and business is booming. Now, I want you to think about something for a moment. Think about all the excuses you've made in the last week, the last month, the last year. I'm too tired. I don't have enough time. I'm not smart enough. I don't have the right connection. Sound familiar? I bet it does. Because we've all been there. We've all stood at the foot of personal mountains and thought, that's too high. I can't climb that. But here's the thing. That mountain isn't going anywhere. It's not going to shrink. It's not going to turn into a molehill just because you wish it would. No, that mountain is staying right where it is. The only thing that's going to change is you. You're either going to stay at the bottom, making excuses, or you're going to start climbing. And let me tell you something. It's a view from the top. It's worth every step, every struggle, every moment of doubt. But you'll never see it if you don't take that first step. Now, I know what some of you are thinking, but you don't understand my situation. You don't know how hard it is for me. And you're right. I don't know your specific situation. But what I do know is this: success doesn't care about your situation. Success doesn't care if you came from nothing or if you were born with a silver spoon in your mouth. Success only cares about one thing. Are you willing to do what it takes? Are you willing to get up an hour earlier? Are you willing to stay up an hour later? Are you willing to say no to the things that don't matter so you can say yes to the things that do? Are you willing to fail not once, not twice, but as many times as it takes until you succeed? Because that's what it takes. That's the price of admission. And let me tell you, it's a bargain at twice the price. Now, I want to share a little story with you. Back in my day, I knew a young man. Let's call him Tom. Tom was smart, had a good head on his shoulders. But Tom had a problem. He always had an excuse. Always had a reason why he couldn't do something. I can't start a business, he'd say. The economy's not right. I can't go back to school, he'd complain. I'm too old. I can't save money, he'd whine. Everything's too expensive. Sound familiar? I bet it does. Because we all know a Tom. Heck, some of us have been Tom. But here's the thing about Tom. While he was busy making excuses, the world kept turning. Opportunities kept coming and going. And Tom stayed exactly where he was. Now, I want you to imagine two paths. One path is smooth, easy to walk. It's comfortable, it's familiar. It's the path of least resistance. This is the path Tom chose, the path of excuses. The other path, it's rocky, it's uphill, it's uncomfortable, it's challenging. But this path, this is the path of growth. This is the path of success. This is the path that leads to the life you've always dreamed of. Which path are you on? Because here's the truth, and it might be hard to hear, but I'm not here to coddle you. I'm here to wake you up. The truth is, every time you make an excuse, you're choosing that easy path. You're choosing to stay exactly where you are. And let me tell you something. Where you are is not where you're meant to be. You were born for greatness. You were born to achieve, to succeed, to leave your mark on this world. But greatness, it doesn't come to those who wait. It doesn't come to those who make excuses. Greatness comes to those who get up, show up, and never give up. Now, I want you to do something for me. I want you to take a moment and think about your biggest dream. That one thing you've always wanted to achieve. Got it? Good. Now, I want you to think about all the reasons why you can't achieve it. All the excuses you've made, all the obstacles you think are in your way. You got that list in your head. Good. Now, I want you to do something with that list. I want you to crumple it up, set it on fire, and throw it out the window, because that list, it's not real. It's just a story you've been telling yourself. And it's time for a new story. Your new story starts today. Your new story starts now. And in this new story, you're not the victim. You're the hero. You're not the one making excuses. You're the one making things happen. Because here's the thing about excuses. They're easy to make, but they come at a cost. And that cost, it's your dreams, it's your potential. It's the life you could be living. Every time you make an excuse, you're writing a check. And that check, it's drawn on the bank of your future. It's drawn on the account of your dreams. And let me tell you something, that's an account you can't afford to overdraw. Now, I know change is hard. I know it's scary. I know it's uncomfortable. But you know what's even scarier? Regret, looking back on your life and wondering, what if? What if I had tried? What if I hadn't given up? What if I had believed in myself? Don't let your life be a series of what ifs. Make it a series of I dids. I did try. I did persist. I did succeed. Because here's the thing about success. It's not about being perfect. It's not about never failing. It's about getting up one more time than you fall down. It's about trying one more time than you fail. It's about taking one more step when every fiber of your being is screaming at you to give up. And let me tell you something. That moment when you want to give up, that's the moment that separates the achievers from the dreamers. That's the moment that separates those who make it from those who just make excuses. So, which one are you going to be? Are you going to be the one who says, I can't, or the one who says, I can, I will, and I am? Are you going to be the one who lets obstacles stop you, or the one who sees obstacles as opportunities to prove how badly you want it? Are you going to be the one who lets fear paralyze you, or the one who feels the fear and does it anyway? The choice is yours. And it's a choice you make every single day, every single hour, every single minute. Now, I want to talk to you about something that's been on my mind lately. It's something I've seen time and time again, and it breaks my heart every time. It's the epidemic of settling. Settling for less than you're worth, less than you're capable of, less than you deserve. You see, too many people out there are living lives of quiet desperation. They're going through the motions, day in and day out, never realizing their true potential. They bought into the lie that this is as good as it gets, that dreams are for other people, that success is for the lucky few. But let me tell you something. Luck has nothing to do with it. Success isn't about luck. It's about choice. It's about decision. It's about refusing to settle for anything less than the best you can be. Now, I'm not talking about being dissatisfied with what you have. Gratitude is important, but there's a big difference between being grateful for what you have and settling for less than you can be. You see, the problem with settling is that it becomes a habit. You settle in one area of your life, and before you know it, you're settling in all areas. You settle for a job you don't love, a relationship that doesn't fulfill you, a life that doesn't excite you. And the worst part, you start to think that's normal. You start to think that's all there is. But let me tell you something. That's not normal. That's not all there is. There's a whole world of possibility out there, just waiting for you to reach out and grab it. But here's the catch. It's not going to come to you. You've got to go to it. You've got to be willing to step out of your comfort zone. You've got to be willing to take risks. You've got to be willing to fail. Because here's the truth about failure. It's not the opposite of success. It's part of success. Every successful person you've ever admired has failed. probably more times than you can count. The difference is they didn't let those failures define them. They let those failures refine them. They used those failures as fuel. They used those failures as lessons. They used those failures as stepping stones to their eventual success. So I want you to make me a promise right here, right now. Promise me that you'll stop settling. Promise me that you'll stop making excuses. Promise me that you'll start demanding more from yourself. Because you know what? You're capable of so much more than you think. You have potential that you haven't even begun to tap into. You have greatness inside of you just waiting to be unleashed. But it's not going to unleash itself. You've got to make the choice. You've got to make the commitment. You've got to be willing to do whatever it takes. Now, I know some of you are sitting there thinking, but I don't know how. I don't know where to start. And that's okay. You don't need to have all the answers right now. You just need to be willing to start asking the questions. Start by asking yourself, what do I really want? Not what your parents want for you. Not what society tells you you should want. What do you want? What sets your soul afire? What makes you leap out of bed in the morning excited to start the day? Once you figure that out, ask yourself, what's stopping me? And be honest with yourself. Really honest. Because chances are the thing that's stopping you isn't external. It's not lack of time or lack of money or lack of opportunity. The thing that's stopping you is you. It's your fears, your doubts, your limiting beliefs. And here's the good news. Once you identify those internal obstacles, you can start to overcome them. You can start to change your mindset. You can start to rewrite your story. Because that's what this is all about, rewriting your story, changing the narrative, deciding that from this day forward, you're not going to be the victim in your story. You're going to be the hero. You're not going to be the one making excuses. You're going to be the one making things happen. You're not going to be the one settling for less. You're going to be the one striving for. Now, I want to talk to you about something that's crucial to your success. Something that, if you master it, will change your life forever. Now, you see, motivation is great, or inspiration is wonderful, but they're both fleeting. They come and go like the tide. But discipline is the rock that you build your success on. Discipline is what gets you up in the morning when you'd rather stay in bed. Discipline is what keeps you working when everyone else has gone home. Discipline is what makes you stick to your diet when that piece of cake is calling your name. Discipline is the bridge between your goals and your accomplishments. It's the difference between who you are and who you want to be. Now, I know discipline isn't sexy. It's not exciting. It doesn't give you that rush of motivation or that spark of inspiration. But you know what it does give you? Results. Consistent, reliable, undeniable results. Because here's the thing about discipline. It's not about being perfect. It's about being consistent. It's about doing the right thing, not just when you feel like it, but especially when you don't feel like it. It's about creating habits, good habits, habits that will carry you towards your goals even on your worst days. Because let's face it, we all have bad days. We all have days when we don't feel motivated. We all have days when we'd rather just give up. But discipline doesn't care how you feel. Discipline says, we're doing this anyway. And that's the power of discipline. It takes the emotion out of the equation. It takes the guesswork out of success. It turns your goals from a possibility into an inevitability. Now I can already hear some of you saying, but discipline is hard. I'm not naturally disciplined. And you know what? You're right. Discipline is hard. It doesn't come naturally to most people. But here's the good news. Discipline is a skill. And like any skill, it can be learned. It can be practiced. It can be mastered. It starts with small steps. It starts with making your bed in the morning. It starts with doing one push-up a day. It starts with reading one page of a book before bed. These might seem like insignificant actions, but they're not. They're the building blocks of discipline They're the foundation of success, because here's the thing about success. It's not about doing extraordinary things. It's about doing ordinary things extraordinarily well. It's about consistency. It's about showing up day after day, whether you feel like it or not. And that's where discipline comes in. Discipline is what turns those small daily actions into life-changing results. It's what turns those tiny habits into massive success. But here's the catch. Discipline isn't something you achieve once, and then you're done. It's something you have to practice every single day. It's a muscle that you have to keep flexing, keep strengthening, because the world is full of distractions. It's full of temptations. It's full of reasons to give up, to slack off, to take the easy way out. And it takes discipline to say no to those distractions, to resist those temptations, to keep pushing forward even when it's hard. But let me tell you something. It's worth it. The sense of accomplishment you feel when you follow through on your commitments, when you do what you said you were going to do, when you become the person you've always wanted to be, that feeling is priceless. And that's what discipline gives you. It gives you control over your life. It gives you the power to shape your destiny. It gives you the ability to turn your dreams into reality. So I want you to start today. Start small if you have to, but start. Pick one area of your life where you want to be more disciplined. Maybe it's your health. Maybe it's your finances. Maybe it's your relationship. Whatever it is, commit to it. Make a plan. And then, most importantly, follow. Because here's the truth. Your life is the sum total of the choices you make. Every day, you're either moving towards your goals or away from them. You're either building the life you want or settling for the life you have. And discipline. Discipline is what ensures you're always moving in the right direction, always making progress, always becoming a better version of yourself. Now, I want to talk to you about something that's often overlooked in the pursuit of success, something that's just as important as hard work, discipline, and perseverance. I'm talking about your environment. You see, we often underestimate the power of our environment. We think we can achieve our goals through sheer willpower alone. But the truth is, your environment shapes you far more than you might realize. Think about it. If you're trying to lose weight, but your kitchen is full of junk food, how likely are you to succeed? If you're trying to save money, but all your friends are big spenders, how easy will it be to stick to your budget? If you're trying to be more positive, but you're surrounded by negative people, how long will your optimism last? Your environment is like the soil in which you plant the seeds of your dreams. You can have the best seeds in the world, but if the soil is poor, those seeds will struggle to grow. So, here's what I want you to do. I want you to take a good, hard look at your environment. And I'm not just talking about your physical environment, although that's important too. I'm talking about your social environment, your digital environment, your mental environment. Who are you spending time with? Are they lifting you up or dragging you down? What are you reading? What are you watching? What kind of information are you consuming on a daily basis? Is it nurturing your dreams or feeding your fears? Because here's the thing, you become the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. You absorb the attitudes, the beliefs, the habits of those around you. So if you want to be successful, if you want to achieve your dreams, you need to surround yourself with people who inspire you, who challenge you, who push you to be better. And it's not just about people. It's about the information you consume, the habits you cultivate, the routines you establish. All of these things make up your environment, and all of them have a profound impact on your success. So I want you to start curating your environment. Start being intentional about what you allow into your life. If something or someone isn't serving your growth, it's time to let it go. It's time to create an environment that supports your goals, that nurtures your dreams, that brings out the best in you. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. But I can't just change my environment. I can't control everything around me. And you're right, you can't control everything, but you can control more than you think. You can choose who you spend your time with. You can choose what you read, what you watch, what you listen to. You can choose to create routines that support your goals. You can choose to seek out positive influences and limit negative ones. And here's the beautiful thing. As you start to change your environment starts to change you. It becomes a virtuous cycle. The more you surround yourself with success, with positivity, with growth, the more successful, positive, and growth-oriented you become. But it takes courage. It takes the courage to let go of what's familiar, even if it's not serving you. It takes the courage to seek out new influences, new experiences, new challenges. It takes the courage to step out of your comfort zone and into the unknown. But let me tell you something. That courage, it's in you right now. You have the power to change your environment, and in doing so, to change your... So I want you to make a commitment right now. Commit to curating your environment. Commit to surrounding yourself with people, information, and habits that support your goals. Commit to creating a life that brings out the best in you. Because here's the truth. Success leaves clues. If you want to be successful, study successful people. Look at their habits, their routines, their environments, and then start creating that for yourself. Now let's talk about something that's crucial to your success, something that can make or break your journey towards your goals. I am talking about your mindset. You see, your mindset is like the operating system of your life. It's the lens through which you view the world, the filter through which you interpret your experiences. And just like a computer's operating system, if your mindset is outdated, if it's full of bugs and viruses, it doesn't matter how hard you work. You're going to struggle to achieve your goals. So what kind of mindset do you need to succeed? You need a growth mindset. You need to believe that you can learn, that you can improve, that you can overcome any obstacle that stands in your way. Too many people have what we call a fixed mindset. They believe their abilities are set in stone. They think, I'm not good at math, or I'm not a people person, or I'm just not cut out for success. And you know what? As long as they believe that, it's true. But here's the thing. It's not true because it's reality. It's true because they've made it true in their minds. They've created a self-fulfilling prophecy. A growth mindset, on the other hand, sees challenges as opportunities. It sees failures as lessons. It sees effort as the path to mastery. With a growth mindset, you're not afraid of hard work because you know that's how you get better. You're not afraid of failure because you know that's how you learn. You're not afraid of challenges because you know that's how you grow. Now, I can already hear some of you saying, but I've always been this way. I can't just change my mindset. And to that I say, nonsense. Your mindset is not set in stone. It's not something you're born with. It's something you develop. It's something you can change. It starts with awareness. Start paying attention to your thoughts. Start noticing when you're falling into fixed mindset thinking. When you catch yourself saying, I can't do this, stop and add one word to the end of that sentence. I can't do this yet. That one word changes everything. It transforms a statement of defeat into a statement of possibility. It acknowledges where you are now while leaving the door open for growth and improvement. Next, start challenging your limiting beliefs. When you find yourself thinking, I'm not good at this, ask yourself, is that really true? Or is it just that I haven't put in enough practice yet? When you think, I'll never be able to do that, ask yourself, how do I know? Have I really tried everything? And here's a powerful trick. Start acting as if you already have a growth mindset. Even if you don't fully believe it yet, act as if you do. Take on challenges. Embrace failures as learning opportunities. Celebrate effort and progress, not just results. Because here's the thing, your actions shape your beliefs just as much as your beliefs shape your actions. By acting as if you have a growth mindset, you'll start to develop one. Now, let me be clear, developing a growth mindset isn't easy. It's not something that happens overnight. It requires constant vigilance, constant effort. You'll have setbacks. You'll have days when that old fixed mindset creeps back in. But here's the good news. Every time you catch yourself in fixed mindset thinking and choose to shift to a growth mindset, instead, you're rewiring your brain. You're creating new neural pathways. You're literally changing the way your mind works. And over time, that growth mindset will become your default. It will become your natural way of thinking. And when that happens, watch out, world, because there's nothing that can stop you. So I want you to start today. Start paying attention to your thoughts. Start challenging your limiting beliefs. Start embracing challenges and seeing failures as opportunities to learn. Start developing that growth mindset. Because here's the truth. Your mindset is the foundation of your success. Get that right, and everything else becomes possible. Now let's talk about something that's often overlooked in the pursuit of success. Something that's just as important as hard work, discipline, and a growth mindset. I'm talking about your habits. You see, your life today is essentially the sum of your habits. How shape or out of shape you are, a result of your habits. How happy or unhappy you are, a result of your habits. How successful or unsuccessful you are. You guessed it, a result of your habits. What you repeatedly do ultimately forms the person you are, the things you believe, and the personality that you portray. But here's the interesting thing. Just as your habits shape your life shapes your habits, it's a two-way street. And that's good news because it means that you have more control over your life than you might think. You can change your habits, and in doing so, change your life. I know what some of you are thinking. Changing habits is hard. I tried before and failed, and you're right, changing habits is hard. But it's not impossible. And more importantly, it's necessary if you want to achieve your goals and live the life you dream of. So how do you change your habits? It starts with awareness. You need to become aware of your current habits, both the good ones and the bad ones. What are you doing on a daily basis that's moving you towards your goals? What are you doing that's holding you back? Once you've identified your habits, you need to understand how they work. Every habit has three components: a cue, a routine, and a reward. The cue is what triggers the habit. The routine is the habit itself. And the reward is the benefit you get from the habit. For example, let's say you have a habit of snacking late at night. The cue might be feeling stressed or bored. The routine is going to the kitchen and grabbing some chips. The reward is the temporary relief from stress or boredom. Understanding this habit loop is crucial because it allows you to intervene. You can change the routine while keeping the same cue and reward. So instead of reaching for chips when you feel stressed, you might do some deep breathing exercises or go for a short walk. But here's the key. You need to make the new habit more attractive than the old one. You need to find a way to make the positive habit more rewarding than the negative one. And that's where discipline comes in. Remember when we talked about discipline earlier? This is where it really shows its value, because changing habits isn't a one-time thing. It's a process. It requires consistent effort over time. You need to practice your new habit consistently even when you don't feel like it, especially when you don't feel like it, because that's how you rewire your brain. That's how you make the new habit stick. Now here's a pro tip: start small. Don't try to change everything at once. Pick one habit to focus on. Make it so small that you can't say no. Want to start exercising? Don't commit to an hour at the gym every day. Start with one push-up a day. Want to eat healthier? Don't overhaul your entire diet overnight. Start by adding one vegetable to your dinner. These might seem like insignificant changes, but they're not. They're the foundation of lasting change. Because here's the thing, success isn't about doing extraordinary things, it's about doing ordinary things consistently. And as you master these small habits, you'll build momentum. You'll build confidence. You'll prove to yourself that you can change. And then you can start tackling bigger habits. Remember, every action you take is a vote for the type of person you want to become. Want to be a healthy person? Every time you choose a salad over fries, you're casting a vote for that identity. Want to be a successful entrepreneur? Every time you choose to work on your business instead of watching TV, you're casting a vote for that. Over time, these votes add up. They shape your identity. And once you see yourself as a certain type of person, you'll find it much easier to continue those habits. So I want you to start today. Pick one small habit you want to change or develop. Make it so small you can't say no. And then do it consistently, every day, no matter what. Because here's the truth. Your habits are the compound interest of self-improvement. The effects of your habits multiply as you repeat them. They seem to make little difference on any given day, but the impact they deliver over the months and years can be enormous. You want to change your life? Change your habits? It's as simple and as difficult as that. Now let's talk about something that's often misunderstood in the pursuit of success. Something that many people get wrong, and it costs them dearly. I'm talking about the difference between being busy and being productive. You see, in today's world, we've somehow equated busyness with importance. We wear our packed schedules like badges of honor. We brag about how little sleep we get, how many hours we work, how we're always on the go. But here's the truth. Being busy doesn't mean you're being productive. Being busy doesn't mean you're making progress. Being busy is often just a form of laziness. Yes, you heard me right. Laziness, because it's easy to be busy. Anyone can fill their day with tasks and activities. It's much harder to be truly productive. To focus on what really matters, to do the things that actually move the needle in your life and your business. Productivity isn't about doing more things. It's about doing the right things. It's about focusing on what's truly important and letting go of everything else. Think about it. How much of your day is spent on activities that don't really contribute to your goals? How much time do you waste on trivial tasks, on distractions, on things that keep you busy but don't really matter? Now, I'm not saying you should never relax or have downtime. That's important too. What I'm saying is that when you're working, really work. When you're pursuing your goals, really pursue them. Don't let busyness become a substitute for real progress. But how do you shift from being busy to being productive? It starts with clarity. You need to be crystal clear about what you want to achieve. What are your goals? What are your priorities? What are the key activities that will move you towards those goals? Once you have that clarity, you need to focus. And I mean real focus. In a world full of distractions, the ability to focus is a superpower. It's what separates the achievers from the dreamers. You need to learn to say no to distractions, no to trivial tasks, no to anything that doesn't align with your goals and priorities. Because every time you say yes to something, you're saying no to everything else. You need to master the art of time management. And let me tell you, time management isn't about managing time. It's about managing yourself. It's about making conscious choices about how you spend your time. One powerful technique is what I call the power hour. Every day, set aside 1 hour for your most important task, the task that will have the biggest impact on your goals. During that hour, eliminate all distractions. Turn off your phone, close your email, focus entirely on that one task. You'll be amazed at how much you can accomplish in just one focused hour. And more importantly, you'll be making real progress towards your goals. Another technique is to use the 80-20 rule, also known as the Pareto principle. This principle states that roughly 80-year results come from 20 of your efforts. Your job is to identify that crucial 20 and focus your energy there. Look at your to-do list. Which tasks, if completed, would have the biggest impact on your goals? Those are your 20. Focus on those first. The rest can wait. Now here's something that might surprise you. Sometimes the most productive thing you can do is rest. Yes, you heard me right, rest. Because productivity isn't about being constantly in motion. It's about making progress. And sometimes, to make progress, you need to step back. You need to recharge. You need to give your mind and body time to recover. So, don't feel guilty about taking breaks. Don't feel bad about getting enough sleep. These aren't luxuries, they're necessities. They're what allow you to show up fully, to bring your best self to your work and your life. Remember, productivity isn't about doing everything. It's about doing what matters. It's about making progress on your most important goals. It's about living with intention rather than just reacting to whatever comes your way. So I want you to start today. Take a hard look at how you're spending your time. Are you just busy, or are you truly productive? Are you focusing on what really matters, or are you letting the trivial crowd out the important? Start eliminating the unnecessary. Start focusing on what truly moves the needle. Start being intentional about how you spend your time and energy. Because here's the truth. Your time is your most valuable asset. You can always make more money, but you can't make more time. So use it wisely. Use it productively. Use it to create the life you want to live. Now, let's talk about something that's crucial to your success, something that can make all the difference between achieving your dreams and watching them slip away. I'm talking about perseverance. You see, success isn't a sprint. It's a marathon, and not just any marathon. It's a marathon with hurdles, with unexpected turns, with moments where you'll want to give up. That's where perseverance comes in. Perseverance is the ability to keep going when things get tough. It's the strength to pick yourself up after a failure, dust yourself off, and try again. It's the determination to keep pushing forward even when you can't see the finish line. Now, I know what some of you are thinking, but it's hard. It's exhausting. Sometimes I just want to give up. And you're right, it is hard, it is exhausting. There will be times when giving up seems like the easiest option. But let me tell you something. Anything worth achieving is going to be hard. Anything worth having is going to require effort, is going to require perseverance. Think about it. If success were easy, everyone would be successful. The very fact that it's hard is what makes it valuable. The challenges, the setbacks, the moments of doubt, these aren't obstacles to your success. They're part of your success story. Every successful person you admire has faced moments of doubt. They've had setbacks. They've had failures. But what sets them apart is their perseverance, their refusal to give up. Thomas Edison failed thousands of times before he successfully invented the light bulb. But he didn't see those as failures. He famously said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." That's the mindset of perseverance. It's not about never failing, it's about never giving up. So how do you develop this kind of perseverance? It starts with your why. You need to be crystal clear about why you're pursuing your goals. What drives you? What's your deeper purpose? Because when things get tough, and they will get tough, it's your why that will keep you going.